Hello everybody, we are here. It is going to be Gosu Crew casting from TQ Xander. I'm saying hello, and we're going to be watching FXOFilthy, the Terran on the bottom left, against EGIdrA while Recruiter is off at MLG. We'll be watching these fun and awesome replays. I'm pretty sure everybody knows Idra, but I'm going to talk about him for a second. One of the best, possibly the best, foreigner in StarCraft history, from StarCraft Brood War. A couple other names that could be mentioned in there would be Noni and Gur, and those as Gur was a foreigner who just dominated the StarCraft Brood War scene very early on in its infancy. If you guys do not know Gur, you might want to check him out just for some hilarity's sake. If you look at those games, like some of the ending, I think his ending game in PvZ was Carriers and Zealots, or something like that, as I'm talking about Brood War, just as fun little Brood War side note. But now, since we're in StarCraft 2, EGIdrA, part of Evil Geniuses, just recently moving out of Korea to play StarCraft 2 in the foreigner scene once again. Very strong Zerg player, and we're going to see him play his very heavy macro style. Does not really go for anything on the ways of cheese. But here we go. Filthy is doing a little bit of a wall off down here at the bottom of the ramp. Going to go ahead and try to stop IDRA's ability to actually get a scout into that base. I just go ahead and scout the close positions, know that they're not there. And luckily for IDRA, you'll notice that they are not close positions. Metalopolis close positions. In the words of Jinro, it's just you automatically win in close positions, but you get good games if it's either close air or far distances. But here we go. IDRA, no surprise, they're going for his hatchery first build. Going to try and play for the complete macro game. FXOFilthy is not a player that I am familiar with. However, I am familiar with Team FXO. They do have incredible players. They have Sheth. I think Slog is on it as well. And recently, FXO actually procured QXC to play for them. So they are starting to get a very stacked lineup. We do have actually a fast tech lab. Oh, we're gonna see Reaper opening from Filthy. This is gonna be very interesting. We do a Reaper opening is not generally allowed to scout. And interestingly enough, he's gonna poke in, see no creep, and start going into the far positions. And I just gotta be happy about the far positions. Has Hydra scouted the positions yet? Hydra has not, but he will shortly. Just a matter of when he decides to send out that drone. Looks like he's sending it out now, so IDRA will be able to know the spawning positions. Pool is up. Going to be finishing in a very similar time to his hatchery. It's definitely a good timing to note. IDRA will be able to pop out two queens, one from his main and one from his natural, at around roughly the same time. Spawning pool pops, he'll be able to get a queen here. This hatchery is about to pop, and he'll be able to get a queen here as well. And he's going to be able to get there as the queen. So there's a very, very good little tiny build timing note. Mix up the words, but here we go. Reaper, there is the Reaper from Filthy. And take out that drone without letting Audrey get any form of scouting information. We have the command center being thrown down. Yes, it is a Reaper fastest span with, oh, look at the building placement. So well done to manage to get the wall off with his first initial buildings. Incredibly well done. This bunker is going to be a little bit vulnerable. However, it's still in a good spot to prevent the baneling splash damage against all these units, because there is a gap between this bunker and this command center. They will not be able to hit. And another Reaper's coming out. And then a Marauder. Wow, so Filthy is doing a very interesting ZVT opening, or TVZ opening, because he is a Terran that is not generally seen. I'm just going to go ahead and bomb some creep onto his hatcheries while spreading some creep as well. Going to connect his two bases ASAP. Most likely want to get another queen out fairly soon, just in the case of Banshees. However, he's going to probably assume there's going to be a fast span from Filthy, and try and actually time his buildings to get the most economy as possible. He does need to see this expo, see if he can actually gauge whether or not he can get up a third base of his own. If he can get up his economy, this will definitely be a very, very good game, as IDRA's macro is unparalleled. And there we do have the lair going up, so IDRA may be going for fast centrifugal hooks or a spire. Both are definitely possible, as it varies on player to player, but sometimes you want the spire or the centrifugal hooks out at certain times. We do see that we have 3 total gas geysers going to be up in a couple moments, and so IDRA, no baneling nests yet either. So interesting, trying to just delay his deck as much as possible. Definitely showing the signs of a great Zerg player when you can actually balance getting nothing in terms of tech and just getting drones and more drones with some more drones. Look at Filthy's building placement, very, very strong. Getting a tech lab on his factory, defending the bunker, going to make sure that he can use his very minimal units to actually be able to defend a very tough spot. We see a double factory opening. It'll probably be Blue Flame Hellions, and we do have this Reapers coming in. Oh, the Reaper actually got into the, oh my god, Reaper's in the bunker. Okay, if you guys did not know this, Reapers inside bunkers will decimate so many Zergers. That is just a fun thing to note. We do have the Infernal Preigniter gonna go ahead and being researched as a Hellion is produced. 2 Hellions are being produced. No reactor on this factory. This would be a much more effective build if you actually was able to get a reactor up, but it just might not be feasible economically and try and actually be able to defend your base. But EGIdrA knows about all this now. Will he get a third? Where is the Bane Nest? He's actually going to go for a Roach Warren. So he's not going to be fooled. He sees this, but knows that there's no add-on onto this factory, which means that 90% of the time it's going to be Infernal Preigniter as opposed to Siege Tanks. Not to mention the fact that this Overlord is going to pop in. Will it actually see the Hellion pop out? Oh, it does see all the Hellions. That is huge. So EGIdrA knows for a certain fact that it is going to be those. And we have this Barracks going to run around and float. This Roach Warren is done. Will he get Glue Constitution once he has the money? He's high on the gas, but not the minerals. He might be just waiting to get a bunch of roads. He's producing 4 right now. Going to go ahead and spread creep, doing a great job of actually using his overlords to poop out some creep to ease the creep spread. There it is. Creep tumors are spreading. It's going to be so good. But here we have 4 Blue Flame Hellions about to hit the natural expansion of EGIdrA. He only has the Lings and a Queen over there, but he's got to be careful. Here are the Blue Flame Hellions, and there are a few roaches out, but oh, look at this. EGIdrA only losing a few Zerglings and pushing out the Hellions successfully. Very good hold from EGIdrA, not taking any drone hits, and that is what counts. We do the Spire going up for him as well. Going to go ahead and just continue to stockpile gas. Going to produce as many of these mutas as possible, and getting a few Overseers out. And look at this. This Barracks is going to go ahead and burn down. EGIdRA's Queens are going to take it out, but look at this. Another Barracks is going to go ahead and get the Scout. And Filthy, is he just going to go ahead and repair these guys? That is a very interesting move. Well, his Hellions are still alive. Reaper is going to go ahead and control that watchtower, but no one on this watchtower. EGIdRA might want to grab those with a few Zerglings, but he has 2 Overseers. He could actually contaminate both of these factories, and a Thor is being produced. So Filthy is definitely going to transition out of the crazy Hellion only production into going for a more normal and mech style of play. He's got the double upgrades going, he should have the double upgrades going, but that is a very important thing to note, as if you do go for mech, it is incredibly key that you actually get the upgrades, as your army is incredibly immobile and ridiculously hard to reproduce if you just actually end up losing it. So getting those upgrades to keep them alive for as long as possible is so important, and that's so unfortunate. Corruption on the factory that is completely idle. But there's a command center going to be thrown down instead of using that factory. Thors are coming out, but now EGIdRA is aware of this. He's producing 9 mutas as well as a +1 attack. Very good move, and this Barracks is going to go ahead and start burning down again soon, as EGIdRA just is wrecking it with these Queens. Alright, and look at this. 3rd base for EGIdRA is now complete. Just complete. He's going to go ahead and spread some creep, and that's really going to accelerate this creep spread, especially with the hatcheries creep. You can see it's producing twice as much within the range of that creep tumor. That is something good to note for all Zerg players just to know. And now, look at this. This Barracks is continuing to scout. This Queen over here is going to be able to continue attacking it again. But look at this. EGIdRA's macro is starting to show. 1 of 3 food to FXOFilthy's 86. And look at this, EGIdRA going for a 4th base. ZVT, you don't generally see a ridiculous amount of bases by the 10-minute mark, but EGIdRA is trying to get up his 4th. Definitely showing that he loves the macro play. He's incredibly strong with his mechanics, and this is really going to shine if he can just keep those bases alive. And look at this. EGIdRA's like, this is going to be a fun game, isn't it? Most likely going to be fairly sarcastic, considering that FXOFilthy is going for the mech play. And look at this, more factories. Oh god, look at the factory count. 4 factories all being rallied over here, going to hide everything, and this is going to be insane. I'm just going to use this macro to try and just delay everything. And look at this. Mutas are now out. 9 mutas have popped. No +1 flyers attacking yet. Are there more mutas on the field than I'm aware of? 12 mutas are on the field. So it's a very healthy harassment count. You see EGIdRA's at 9 over there. But look at this. He sees the Blue Flame Hellions, going to take it out with the mutas. That is key. But will those Hellions see this base? I do believe that is where Filthy is going to go. Yes, Filthy is going to go here and see this main base. See, there's no base over here, but look at this. His Hellions are going to be not exactly able to live after this. As EGIdRA is going to go ahead and chase this last one. Yep, there it is, and that does die. There it is. We now really push in. It'll be hard to attack this as there are a lot of missile turrets in here. You can see that Filthy is really trying to turtle in. This could actually favor EGIdra. EGIdra's macro is just that powerful. Look at this. Over time, he is just getting more and more food. We do have a command center be more than an orbital command instead of a planetary fortress from Filthy. He really wants to get up his own economy with this turtle style as opposed to getting a planetary fortress, wanting the mules. We do have the gas geysers going to go ahead and finish in a moment as he transfers some. Actually, is he just building SCVs and riding them there? Yes, he is. Just building SCVs, riding them there. Not the most efficient way to do it, but it definitely works. And EGIdra is going to lose a muta to that missile turret. Very unfortunate for him. However, he is just such a strong player. We're going to watch see how he adapts. Infestors. Ooh, we're going to be seeing the new patch Infestors with the incredible damage that they are capable of dealing to armored units. This is going to be very, very good. Does he? I think he does have pathogen glands because these guys do look like they just popped and all have above 75 energy. Do we have more Infestors coming out? 3 more Infestors are coming out. We have a Baneling Nest. Finally on the way. Very late Baneling Nest for ZVT. As he should be getting centrifugal hooks once this pops. That does make the Baneling so much more effective. We're going to keep an eye on that. And now we do have spine crawlers being produced down here. Full drone saturation at all the bases for EGIdra. Look at that macro power. It is insane. If we look at the drone count, EGIdra is sitting at 100 drones. 100 drones. That is insane. EGIdra has, oh god, he has such a ridiculous army. And there's centrifugal hooks starting to morph. EGIdra will not forget it like he did in that general match. But look at all these mutas for EGIdra. He's got 13 mutas. He could poke in. There's a little bit of an opening down here that he can use the mutas in to hit these SCVs. Will he find it? That is the question. So go ahead and use StarCraft 1 micro to actually hit SCVs, as well as start taking down this refinery very effectively. And that's such a smart move. He's actually going to prevent the rebuilding of the mech army as efficiently because of the fact that you'll have less gas to use. Filthy actually pulling up some more of those Thors and rebuilding those refineries immediately. We're probably going to want to defend with another missile turret down here. And this main is almost mined out. EGIdra pooping creep down over here. That's going to help defend bases. And Filthy could theoretically try and get the gold with the planetary fortress. It'll be hard to deal with Banelings and the massive surrounds that EGIdra will be capable of doing. But look at all these Infestors. Oh, EGIdra is going to be able to fungal growth the mineral lines and kill off SCVs like that if he wants. Also hit the mech play with the immobile army already with a lot of fungal growth, dealing a ton of damage to this. And look at the command centers being built by Filthy again. So the macro is definitely going to be very, very big. And here we go. We have Blue Flame Hellions going to start hitting units, but EGIdra's Infestors are going to be huge. Does he have Neural Parasite? He does. Going to Neural Parasite those Thors. Going to be very, very effective to do this. But look at how many Thors are on the field. EGIdra's got control of 4, while Filthy's got 4, actually now 5. Thor's left, make that 4 again, but look at this, EGIdra continuously neural parasiting, but he's got to be careful as he loses control of these guys. They're going back into Filthy's command, and Filthy is now just wrecking face with this. But look at that, EGIdra still managed to do a lot of damage to these Thors. Only 6 are left, and look at the food counts. EGIdra's at 50 food lead, still at max, even after losing all those units, still at max with all of his drones. Look at that, 30 roaches were in production. This is going to be great for dealing with this mech army. Fungal growth in combination with the roaches will deal a ton of damage. Look at this, 2-2 upgrades are completed for the Thors and Hellions. I don't see any siege tanks, interestingly enough. But look at this, EGIdra's got 2-1 upgrades, or really 1-2 upgrades on his units. But there it is, a neural parasiting some more. Going to go ahead and start getting a full surround on the units. And EGIdra is just going to start taking down all of these Thors that he has control with. And look at that, wrecking everything. Just being so efficient with his army. And whoa, look at that, Filthy's at 112 food, EGIdra's at max still. This is EGIdra's macro, people. It is insane. Taking out, look at that, you just one-shotted a Thor. But the only issue is the fact that his command center is still there. It will be forced to pull back, but there's no AA from EGIdra. But look at this, all these factors are going to be starting taken out. And EGIdra, look at that, 1-shot, 2-shot, 3-shot the Thor. And look at that, you basically 4-shotted 2 Thors. And now he's going to go ahead and start just wrecking Filthy's base. All he needs to do is just start taking out the add-ons for these factories, and just make sure that only Hellions can be built, and his massive roach army will just decimate Filthy. This is insane. We do see a lot of Marauders being produced. This is just going to be too little, too late, as EGIdra is just unstoppable right now. He's got all 5 bases on the left side of the map. And there's GG from Filthy. Looks like EGIdra had his fun game. It's completely out-macroing Filthy in every single respect. So Filthy just got destroyed in a crazy ZVT with EGIdra's incredible macro. That was cool.